All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect across the four corners of the earth, in the sincere spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, got this little quote up here. It says that Bishop Jakes, which I don't know who he is, but the truth is the truth, and it says the enemy wouldn't attack you if you didn't have good seed in your field. He saw potential and tried to shut you down. The devil is a lie, right? Which is a famous quote that, a lot of people like to say in the world. Yeah, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie, which, the devil is a lie, but most people don't know that the so-called white man is actually the devil in the flesh, man. All right, and he is the biggest liar on the earth. But what it says, the enemy wouldn't attack you if you didn't have good seed in your field. And so Esau, through his media and propaganda tricks, is now coming at the Hebrew Israelites, which they put the label on us, black Hebrew Israelites. All right, which the real men of the Lord don't claim. All right, we proclaim to be the original Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, and it doesn't have anything to do with being black, because no one is actually black. Everyone, all nations beside the nation of the Edomites, all right, the so-called white man, are brown, different shades of brown. All right, so we don't claim that black thing, man. Any shade, no matter the shade of your skin, all right, you could look like the so-called white man and still be an Israelite, man, because you have what? Israelite foreigners. The seed of Israel. Israel was scattered across the four corners of the earth, and the men had sex with all the nations of the earth. All right, so therefore our seed was mixed in with different genes, including the so-called white man. All right, that's why you determine, according to the scriptures, you determine what your nationality is based upon the seed of your father, man. All right, not your father and your mother. All right, because that'll have you lost. Ultimately, it's all off the spirit. Okay, if you have the spirit of an Israelite, you could your spirit resonate with these scriptures. All right, you try to carry the cross. I mean, you try to come into this truth, or keep the law, statutes, commandments, or follow the spirit. I mean, hey, may the Lord determine whether you be part of His chosen or not, which only His chosen can be a part of have to be a part of the nation of Israel. All right, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So confusion of faces, man. You got confusion of faces. It's not a black thing. So the point is what? That they trying to demonize us. They trying to change. They through their news. All right, they attacking us. They not physically grabbing us up yet, but they about to try to turn the people against us. They gonna try to paint us in a bad light, tell all types of lies about us. All right, so that the attention that this truth does have throughout the internet, all right, can be polluted, man. Can be sabotaged, man. All right, they try to turn the minds of the people against us. All right, but what it says, the enemy wouldn't attack you if you didn't have good seed, right? Because when you're doing good, when you're doing right, that's when shit fuck with you the most. Every time you try to do good, that's when some type of trials or tribulations try to steer you away from the right path. All right, that's what Esau does, man. He attacks you when you're trying to do right. Look at all the times that our people tried to fight for our rights, man. They killed all of our leaders. All right, they killed all of our leaders. They infiltrated all of our organizations that we might have put together. All right, and they attacked us to cripple us, to kill us. All right, they tried to kill us off. Ultimately, why do they try to kill us off and exterminate our nation? Because they know that we have good seed in our field, and that's literally, man. They know that we come from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. We are truly the biblical Edomites, God's chosen people. All right, they know that, okay, and they know that the men of the Lord, you know, on the highways and byways, all right, on the internet, pushing these YouTube videos, all right, in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, they know that we have potential, man. They know that we have potential to bring their fucking kingdom down, and it's not of us, it's of our power, man. All right, and so that's why they attacking us, man. All right, the devil was allowed. So this is just a thing. All right, and it's crazy because I've been supposed to do this video, but what? It's so powerful that Satan, him, you know, demons, whatever, you know, the spiritual forces, caused the distraction. Actually caused me to lock my keys in my car, you know, just try to break the spirit, in which, you know, he did temporarily. All right, because it's 2 days later I'm doing this video, but what? Satan, the so-called white man, ultimately will never be able to stop the Lord's elect, man. Will never be able to stop the will of the Lord from being pushed. So me doing this video is the will of the Lord, because I was able to push through, all right, no matter how long it was, and still do the video. And this is a backup to you know, the brothers, the San Francisco GMS camp, all right, which you know, Esau is not just attacking one particular group of Hebrew Israelites, all right. They attacking all groups, man. They putting us all together, man. They don't care about what's the different doctrines. They putting us all together because they, you know, the whole thing with the white boys, the so-called white boys at that college situation with the Gadite, the Native American Indian, all right. The camp that was present, which they showed on Fox News and CNN. They showed that's what all this hype is about. That situation that happened over there. That was I don't even know what camp that was, but that was a different group of those brothers. If I'm not mistaken, they were not a part of GMS, man. All right, but they put a clip of GMS brothers, the GMS San Francisco brothers, in the same video, same news video, same news report as the whatever camp that was used to stir up all that hype at that college with the white boy or whatnot, you know. So Esau is attacking all of Israel, all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, especially us claiming this truth, man. All right. So this is just a backup, a defense with the brothers, and I'm gonna play this video because this is a very good. I even had to comment. Like, I don't know who made this video, but this is one hell of a comeback on these devils, man. To be able to produce a valid and good defense against a powerful news channel such as Fox News, all right, CNN, all right, to be able to put a video good enough to be able to like, that shit was a good comeback. This is one of those videos right here, man. You know, and I commend whoever put it together, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But I'm gonna bring out a couple scriptures. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 2. Salakia, let me grab it. And it reads, and it says, the good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. Right, and so through Esau, through the so-called white man, all right, having his clutches on the planet Earth and pushing his philosophies, all right, pushing his customs, pushing his ways, all right. The scriptures say, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. The scriptures also say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So So who's in control of the planet? All right, the so-called white man. Who polluted the whole earth? The so-called white man. All right, through wickedness. Okay, and through him having his clutches on the earth, being able to rule the short period of time that the Lord allowed him to rule. What he's tried to push the good man out of the earth. Really, it says the good man is perished out of the earth, and the good man is perished out of the earth. To be a good guy, what they say, nice guys always finish last. All right, in these movies, all right, and in society, what you want, the bad guy is the one that gets the women. The bad guy is the new good guy. All right. And who's the ultimate good guy? Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai and the men of the Lord, man. All right. And the whole doctrine of Yahweh Shai, they try to push out of the earth the whole doctrine of the truth, the whole truth about the Israelites. They try to push that out of the earth. All right. And there is none upright among men, right? Through the philosophies of Esau, ain't nobody right, man. Everybody is fucked up. Everybody believing in whatever they want to believe in. All right, not following the law, statutes, and commandments, following their own minds. All right, because of Esau, it says they all lie and wait for blood. They hunt every man his own brother with the net. Right, it's cutthroat out here. Every man for theyself. Life is all about you, and do whatever you want to do. If it feels good, do it. All right. You only live once, so that YOLO shit. So if I only live once, why should I care about how I'm living my life? I'm going to do whatever I'm going to. This world is full of all types of scams and schemes. All right, you can't trust nobody. That's because of the vibration that the so-called white man is pushing on the earth, man. It says they all lie and wait. So now that's we use that as twofold. They all lie, right? To tell the truth in the world, man. That shit is played out. Who you had a movie called Liar Liar, all right, with Jim Carrey, all right, and basically with Jim Carrey told his son when his son found out that he was a liar, he told his son, like, look, man, everybody has to lie, all right, and our reality, that's the truth, man. But that's why this society, the earth being ran in the hands of the so-called white man, is the exact opposite of what the kingdom is supposed to be like. And the kingdom, ain't nobody gonna be lying. The nation of Israel, we damn sure ain't gonna be lying. These other nations, they gonna try to lie, but it's gonna be consequences behind lying. All right, but that's the ways of the so-called white man. And that's the vibration he pushed across the four quarters of the earth for the truth to be extinguished out of the earth. Okay? And that's why they attacking us brothers on the news, man, because this truth is getting too big for them, and the only thing that they could do is try to turn the people away from us, man. All right? And in order to, they did it with Yahweh Shah. All right, they turned the people, the Sadducees, the Pharisees. They turned the people against Yahweh Shah. They didn't have no charges. They couldn't blame Yahweh Shah for anything. All right, truly, okay. And so they had to turn the people. They had to make up laws and turn the people's hearts away from Yahweh Shah, so that to the point where the government would be justified in putting him to death, man. It's the same thing that they doing to us, man. All right, because they're gonna try to demonize us, and then they're gonna try to come and grab us up and try to force us to make the chip and start putting us to death, man. All right, but if they just start grabbing us up now, it's gonna put faith more, give the people more faith in that we have the truth, from doing things in that way, man. So that's why they gotta turn the people. They're gonna try to turn the people away from us first, and then attack us. Once the people is pointing at us and like, yeah, get them motherfuckers. They the reason why everything's fucked up. All right. Right. They hunt every man. Right. So they all lie and wait for blood. Right. For everything is a hunt. All right, this is, like I said, it's cutthroat. Everybody looking for how they could take advantage of the next person, how they could take advantage of an opportunity. All right, through deception on the next person. That's the vibration that Esau pushed on the earth. Grab this next scripture. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Because what Esau did, what they took the original video, which like I said, I commend these brothers because this is the comeback. This is the comeback video, which shows the unedited version of what happened with that Edomite, that fucking devil. All right, the so-called white lady falling to the ground, man. All right, she came up stirring trouble. All right, she came up, you could tell she came up in a totally wrong spirit. I'm gonna play the video after I finish bringing these scriptures out. She came up in a totally wrong spirit, disrespectful, all right? And she sandwiched herself in between the camera and the brother. Brothers stay tight and close, all right? And brothers have all rights to defend ourselves, all right? And you know, the devil got too close for comfort, all right? Probably stepped on one of the brothers' shoes or something, stepped on a brother toes or something. You know how our people is about stepping on our shoes. I mean, you know, and at the end of the day, she wound up falling on the ground. All right, and you know, she was very extra dramatic when doing so. And she thought that she was in the right. She thought that she was gonna pull one of them situations with that got what was his name, Emmett Till killed, right? The white woman pointed the finger and falsely accused him of whistling at her or something like that. He thought the same shit like on Rosewood. All right, the white man had raped her. She was trying to hide the situation from her husband, so she automatically went in the middle of the community and said it was a nigga that raped me. All right, and they start killing the whole fucking town. That's the power that the so-called white man and woman used to have back when we was in hardcore slavery, man. Back in the 50s and back in the 60s, man. All right, and that same spirit is still alive. That's because this devil tried to do the same exact thing. She thought that she was gonna blow this situation up, and you ain't. Why should we watch the video? The way she came up off the ground on extra dramatic. Did you see what he did to me? Well, what, man? The show that Esau's falling out of power, man. What she wound up being arrested, all right, and she wasn't able to do the same thing that a so-called white woman would have been able to do back in the 60s, back in hardcore slavery, man, and just have their way with the so-called black man, all right, and have him lynched. If this was back in the 60s, back in the 50s, that situation we would have never been able to play that shit on. We would have never been able to have mercy shown to us from a white woman accusing us of pushing her to the ground. The brothers would have been put to death, man. All right, but that's how you know that a so-called white man is falling out of fucking power, man. And call all Yahweh Shah for that, man. Because the Lord is moving, and he's bringing these fucking devils out of power, man. Salakia. So yeah, Esau through his fucking news, he's lying on the brothers, man. By editing videos and shit, man. But Esau, the so-called white man, that's his nature. He's been doing that forever, man. All right, so this is Romans chapter 1, verse 25. It says, "Who changed the truth of God into a lie?" The so-called white man. All right. lied to us and told the world that God was white. Who the world anyway calls Jesus to be white, all the angels to be white, all the prophets to be white, the nation of Israel to be white, the Jews to be white. All right. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Told us that we're all equal after telling us that we're what 3/5 of a man, 3/4 of a man, whatever. A lot of us told us that we evolved from fucking monkeys, apes, or whatever. All right. Lied to us and told us, the Big Bang Theory life just came out of nowhere with a bang, boom, and the so-called white race was created, just wound up being the strongest race and superior race amongst all races. All right, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator? Right, and so, if you follow behind the philosophies and the ways of the so-called white man, you just as bad as them, man. And the ways of the so-called white man is designed for you to exclude a higher power out of your mind. And if it is a higher power in your mind, it's a false higher power, which 9 times out of 10 wind up going back to worshiping their race. All right, white supremacy. All right, or one of their gods, man. Which it all goes back to Satan. All right, like Nike. Nike was the Greek god of air, if I'm not mistaken. All right, that's why they push these. That's why the so-called white man pushes certain things, man. Everything that they push is for you to serve them. And not the true power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, not the true one living God, man. All right, serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Right. But yeah, the so-called white man changed the truth of God into a lie. This is John chapter 8, verse 44. Slakia, I'm going off the blue letter Bible, so I just need a little time for it to load up. But this is John chapter 8, verse 44. And it says, ye are of your father the devil. Right. Anybody that follows the ways, the customs, the philosophies of the so-called white man, you in the same spirit of Satan himself, man, because that's the so-called white man is the devil in the flesh, the nation amongst all nations chosen to do the will of spiritual Satan, man. All right, to deceive the whole earth and to be an example of what life would be like without the proper order and structure on the face of the earth, without the nation bowing down and worshiping and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh through His Son, man, Yahweh Shah, man. All right, and with the nation of Israel, all right, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians being a top nation to rule over all other nations with those laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right, that's the perfect order. But this place is the exact opposite of how things is supposed to be. All right, for ultimately an example. All right, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Right, going back to Cain and Abel, man. That same spirit that was on Cain. All right, that was Satan. That was the devil. That was the spirit of the so-called white man. All right, committed the first murder, and that's how he is that is how the so-called white man rose up into power so great because of his military might. All right, which is what the blessing of the sword being given to him from the Lord, man. All right, rape, robbery, and murder, man. All right, Esau put the murder game down heavy on the earth, man. Going back to the beginning. All right, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Right. So Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil in the flesh, man. He's the father of lying. All right. Because what? Going back to Genesis, Shalakia. And grab Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. Because Esau is the same old devil, man. The same old fucking the same is coming in the same spirit, man. Going all the way back to the beginning in Genesis with Adam and Eve, man. Eve being deceived, she was lied to. All right, she was lied to. So Esau and his nation has grown in numbers. All right. The spirit of Satan has evolved, man, throughout the centuries, man. All right, and you know, but overall, he's the same old devil, man. The same old Satan. He gonna do try the same old tricks over and over. There's nothing new under the sun. And the so-called white man is under the sun. They the same nation of people. They when they came over here and exterminated the Gadites, the North American Indians. All right, what? They lied to them, they deceived them, and made peace treaties and broke their peace treaties. All right. When they came over here, they do deception. Was they able to kill off the North American Indians? All right. Then was another point that I was about to grab, but this is Revelations 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called, oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. Disease warfare, man. All right, Esau is known for coming up with different chemicals, poisons and shit. The Romans and the Greeks, they was good for poisoning each other, man. Instead of an all-out warfare, they have somebody, they have a spy sent in to be a cook for their target, which would be like a pope or some shit, and they would have them poisoned, man. All right, you watched that the Borgias. I think it was an HBO series called The Borgias. All right, which tapped into the first crime family, right? The Pope Caesar Borgia's father, all right, and how he came up into power. All right, which they had to clip that series because they eventually would have had to wind up bringing up the truth. It was bringing out too much truth, man. All right, it was starting to bring out the truth about Caesar Borgia in video on a TV series, man. All right, it showed how through deception, the popes, like how much corruption it was amongst the system of the popes. All right. But yeah, and that show, they poison each other all the time. Spartacus, all right, which is another one of them shows that take place in the society of the ancient so-called white man's race. All right, they was poisoning each other all the time. Okay, so it's the same old devil with the same old tricks. Revelations 12 and 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, right? Because like I said, that same spirit that was on Cain, all right, that same spirit that was on the serpent, which it actually wasn't a snake, it was a man, all right, that deceived Eve, okay, that lied to Eve, all right, that same spirit that was on Esau, okay, and Esau birthed the nation of the Edomites, all right, and that's how you got the so-called white race on the face of the earth now, all right, and them rising up into power, rising up into numbers, all right. That same spirit of Satan has just evolved because what? The great dragon, all right, which goes back to the beast with the 7 heads and 10 horns, all right. The whore that Satamon, the dragon, the beast represents Babylon the Great, which is America, all right, known as America today. The dragon, the beast, that going back to the European NATO and the European Union, okay, which is all the nations that Esau, the so-called white man, has control over and has his hand in, okay. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, right? So this scripture is telling you that the same spirit going back from the Garden of Eden is still around today. It only has evolved because a serpent is nothing but, because a dragon is nothing but a big ass fucking serpent, all right, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast, which deceived the whole world, right? And that's how you notice it's talking about the so-called white man, because he's the one who deceived the whole world. Like I said, to believe God is white, all right? Who the world calls Jesus white, all right? To believe that, deceive the whole world, and thinking that the real Jews, to be a Jew is a religion for one, and to be a Jew pertains to primarily the nation of the so-called white man, all right? Which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, right? So this is talking about when Esau is gonna fall out of power, which is, we're living in those times now, man. All right, we're just waiting for World War III, the Esau to push his chip, World War III to reach his pinnacle. Yahweh Shah make his second return for them to totally go out of power, man. All right, with thermonuclear bombs being shot off. Okay, his angels represents, these false prophets, all right, and all people in positions of power, man, all right, were cast out. All these other nations that's in power cast out with him, right? Right, but that was the point, which deceived the whole world. All right, so I'm gonna grab this Genesis. Just rubbing in the point of Esau being a fucking devil, man, being a liar. This is Genesis chapter 3. Verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Because it wasn't just Adam and Eve. You had other nations of people in a garden. And so the serpent that was more subtle than any beast, all right? And I'm going to grab that in the blue letter, which subtle means crafty, man. All right. Out of all of the people, out of all of the nations, out of all of the groups of people that was on the earth, back during the days of the Garden of Eden, all right. There was one nation of people or group of people that was more slick and crafty and deceiving than all of the rest of the people, okay? And any beast of the field which the Lord God had made, and he said, right, that word beast, all right, which represents what? Nations. And he said unto the woman, yeah, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for God do know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Right? And so that was a lie, man. All right? That was a lie. Because what? Adam and Eve wound up dying. They surely did die. Did they or did they not? All right? So that's the same spirit of the so-called white man going all the way, which is the spirit of Satan, which is the spirit of the devil. All right? Going all the way back to the Garden of Eden, man. So no wonder he's lying on us. This is nothing new to. Brothers not shocked to see that Esau is doing this. We already know the nature of the so-called white man, man. The scriptures told us about him. The scriptures put us on game about this devil before he can have a chance of doing anything to us, of demonizing us. One last scripture. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting at 5. Shalakia. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 5, and it reads, Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. And the scriptures did tell us these things. All right? The Lord did tell us these things through the scriptures, that Esau was going to be a liar, that Esau was going to be a man in the field, that Esau was going to be a cunning hunter. All right? That Esau was going to rule by the sword. Okay? The Lord told us all things before it happened through the scriptures, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Rakakodash, and the scriptures, man. It says, Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity do already work, and he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Right? So ultimately, no matter what the so-called white man does, he's not going to deceive the elect. Instead, the elect, the chosen of the nation of Israel, all right, he's not going to be able to deceive us and steer us out of the way of righteousness, man. Okay? It says, only he who now letteth will let, right? Only 2/3 of our people is going to let that happen, all right? Because they're not spiritual, they're not going to repent, they're not going to clean their spirit up so they could be on point on what's going on, man. Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, right? And so that's what's going on, man. And you know, from Esau trying to use his propaganda tricks and editing videos and all that on the brothers, man, is only giving us more ammo, man. Only putting fuel to the flame, man, because that shit just backfired. You know, that whole video. But with us being able to with the video that I'm about to play right here, where Esau putting it on the news, trying to paint a picture of us just harming a so-called white woman for no reason at all. You know, trying to paint us in a picture of being straight hateful. All right. that just backfired on them through this video that the through us having access, through the brothers having access on the truth, on a unedited version on what actually happened. All right, and being able to reveal the ways of this fucking devil, man, and link him up to the scriptures, because he is a liar, man. And the scriptures said that he was a liar, man. All right. And then shall that wicked be revealed. So through this truth, through the men of the Lord, all right, everyone now knows who the true nature of the so-called white man. Is no longer a secret. The whole Illuminati thing, supposed to be a secret. That's not a secret no more. Okay, it's not a secret that the so-called white man lied and said that the real Jews was the so-called white race. Okay, all the truth for all the lies that Esau, the so-called white man, tried to bury throughout the centuries, they all coming out, man, through the spirit of the Lord, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right, and the Lord is destroying this system, bringing the so-called white man out of power, spiritually, then physically, man. The Lord has his prophets out on the highways and byways, on the unicorn, which is the internet, pushing his truth. All right, which exposes this world for all its lies. All right, and the Lord is breaking this place down. He's waking up. He's opening the minds of the people. All right, and that's the spirits is working, setting things up for the day of the Lord's judgment to be manifest. All right, World War III to pop off. Okay, it's all going to come to one head, and it's just going to be one dramatic change, man. But that's how we know that we are at the end, because these are the days in which the so-called white man is being revealed to be as being the devil, being Satan in the flesh, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. See, the spirit of his mouth is how his prophets on the highways and byways, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, which represents the nuclear bombs, which represents the laser beams being shot down from the what the world enemy calls UFOs, which are truly the chariots of God in which the angels travel in. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, right? And so, a perfect example of this is what the TV in itself, man. That is all power. That is all power. It holds the influence of television, which they say tell lies to your vision. The whole influence of the TV world is one of the main major ways that Esau, the so-called white man, has pushed his lies across the four corners of the earth, man. That shit is witchcraft, man. Because and what it shows, what it says in signs, right? It shows signs, different pictures. It's just feeding your brain with subconsciously feeding your brain and your spirit with all these pictures. All right, because when you close your eyes and you think of McDonald's down the street, and you've been there to a McDonald's down the street, you can picture it in your head. So your imagination, all right, your subconscious, the television, the technology of a TV has been used for witchcraft, used for evil, to teach lies to your brain, man. All right, and if you're not spiritual, you don't have a defense against the witchcraft that's being carried out. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Right, and so that's why Esau is able to do all the things that he do, because the spirit of Satan is ruling amongst them, man. They worship, the elites of their race, they actually worship Satan himself, man. With all power and signs and lying wonders, right? See that? Lying wonders. and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Right. Any, like I said, all people, all nations, including 2/3 of our people that follows behind the ways of the so-called white man, the philosophies of the so-called white man, you're going to fall, you're going to be destroyed, all right, in the same process as Esau being destroyed, all right, which is what? Through the spirit of his mouth and the brightness of his coming, man, okay? And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, right? And so, from you following behind the ways of the so-called white man, all right, the devil in the flesh, all right, the Lord put a spirit on you to as though you can't even see the truth, man, all right? And so that's why the only way to wake up is to repent, is to acknowledge the Lord, okay? So that strong delusion can be taken off of you, and you won't so easily believe these petty ass lies of the so-called white man, because our people, through TV, right, through Esau's propaganda, right, they already started trying to demonize us brothers, the true men of the Lord, the true prophets of the true one and living God and power, all right? But only right, so 2/3 of our people, the masses of the people, is easily going to believe these things. Most people believe anything that they see on the news, all right? We could tell them the truth all day and all night, all right? We've been telling the people for years and years that Esau is going to push the mark of the beast, which is going to be the microchip, the RFID chip. And they don't believe us, but as soon as the so-called white man come out and say that they believe it, oh shit, I guess them dudes was right. All right. So most people believe in Esau and the lies that he pushes. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Right, you damned for destruction, man. You following behind a so-called white man, believing in his lies, you're gonna be destroyed. But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, be beloved of the Lord, because God had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the spirit and belief of the truth. Right. So that's why this only for the elect, man. All right. That's what the scripture said. If it were possible, they would be able to deceive the very elect. Because Esau is going to try to do all types of things. They got that Project Blue Beam shit. All right, they're going to try to deceive the world and try to show some type of shit in the sky and turn people to believing that, to follow it, because the one world government, the new world order consists of a one world government, a one world money system, a one world army, a one world religion, man. All right, and they're going to try to push that through trying to show like different hologram shit in the sky, man. So brothers got to be on point about that too, man. You can't believe that everything you see in the sky is a true chariot of the Lord, man. What the scriptures say: keep your eye on the rising of the sun, which is the east, man. That's the direction that Yahweh Shah gonna come back, in which Yahweh Shah gonna come back, cause and the true men of the Lord gonna know when it's time, man. The true men of the Lord not gonna be deceived, because the scriptures also say, they shall say, for lo, he is there, or there, he is there, or he is over here. And the scripture tells us to not follow the lies of them telling us that the Lord has returned. Roughly paraphrasing. So ultimately, this is only for the elect, man. Only the elect is gonna make it past all of Esau's laws. All right, because what they're gonna lie and push when they push that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. They're gonna lie and say that it's something good for you when it ain't nothing good for you but bad, man. They're gonna try to paint it as something that's very convenient. and they using a witchcraft to attack the subconscious of our people to already accept it, man. Any store you go into, all right, you go to pay for something with a card, they asking you, do you got the chip? That's what. That's planting it in your mind to be used to a person asking you, do you have the chip? All right. So when he present it, your mind is all. You don't even fucking know that your mind has already accepted taking the new form of currency, which is the mark of the beast, man. Which will get you destroyed. Verse 14, whereby he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of Yahushua. Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught. Right, stick to the scriptures, man. The script, as long as you stick to the scriptures, you will never go wrong, right? And you stay in the right spirit. You know, stay prayed up, stay fasting, stay putting up works. All right, videos, going out on the highways and byways, and reading for yourself, remembering what the scriptures is saying. You will never be deceived, man. Hold fast the traditions which ye have been taught, whereby word or our epistle. Now our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach himself and Yahweh, even our Father, which have loved us and have given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts and establish you in every good word and work. So that's exhortation, you know, to end off my little commentary, Salakia, if it dragged out, but that's exhortation, man. Stay in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, man, in the proper spirit, man. Don't let none of the ways of Esau and his lying wonders and his witchcraft and, you know, his lies and, you know, deceitfulness and all that. Don't let none of that shit phase you, man. Stay in the spirit, all right, and keep pushing. All right, and I'm gonna play this video because, like I said, it's a good video, and I think everybody should see this video, man, because it's everybody who saw that video of Esau trying to demonize us need to see this video because it's a correction, and at the end it shows the true nature of the so-called white man. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.
So that's pretty, and that's what Esau shows. I see you just morphed into reality all of a sudden, right? So do you want to get down the street, or do you want to stand here and look exasperated and disgusted?
Could you stop hanging around with you for 5 seconds?
Well, what is your question?
Have you ever been raped?
No, I haven't been raped. Well, actually, you know what? Let me correct myself. Let me correct myself. According to the definition of rape, what's the definition of rape? What is the get the etymology? That's right. Because yes, I have been seized. My ancestors were raped. That's right. From Europe and West Africa. That's right. Rape means to seize, right?
That is unfortunate.
Okay. It's unfortunate, right? That's what you Edomites always say. Now, you have another question?
But have you ever had a cock shoved up?
No, I haven't.
Well, then great.
So what's your point? Do you have any grievances coming up here?
Of course I have grievances.
So what are state your grievances, please?
That all men sexually harass women.
So you're saying, you're generalizing that all men sexually harass women. What do you define as harassment?
Well, there's a kind of a broad spectrum.
Kind of, right? Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. You want to see the spectrum?
Do you want to have discourse, or do you want to use profanity?
First, there's interrupting me.
right? So what I just did, that was a form of harassment.
He says in.
You gotta get out of here, man. We ain't none of them guys, all right? You ain't about to come up here and call
I'm
those
sorry.
Call
I'm
the
sorry.
cops.
Did
Call the cops.
anything
Call the
see him
cops.
just
Yeah,
physically
yeah.
assault?
Call the cops.
Hey,
Don't touch me. Fuck out
that
of
is
here.
uncalled for.
Shut the fuck up, man. Fuck out of here. That's right. All right? Get the camera on. Get the camera coming up here causing mission. All right? Death to America. That's right. That's right. Look at her trying to play the victim. The lady white. Go get the KKK, right? That's what the KKK is all about, right? Protecting white womanhood. She come up here trying to play the victim. She come up here trying to play the victim. Hey, get her. Y'all better get her. Call the cops. Call the police, all right? She came up here assaulting us. It's on camera. That's right. Look at her. Look at her. She came up assaulting us. She came up assaulting us, all right? That's right. Ain't nobody. I was being cordial with the lady, and look who you got to come to the rescue, right? Nigga, right? Old Sambo, all right? Nigga. Get Proverbs 11 and 21, all right? Is that not what she was trying to do? But she resisted. Oh, she fucking up. Get it, yeah. Slam her against the car. Get her. Get her. Taser. Slam her on the ground. Taser. Taser. Come on, feel like
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds. They just keep knocking out the sun. It seems since I was born, I've wakened every blessed morning.
Hey, and all you so-called black people, you should be rejoicing right now. You should be clapping your hands. Justice. Maybe looking at us like, who's these niggas, man? You know? Fuck you. How should niggas get a job? Hey, man. Hey, it's us against the world, but guess who's on our side, man? On both sides, man. Right. Y'all can keep fighting. Give me Jeremiah 1, all right? So y'all keep fighting, all right? Keep fighting. Just gonna bloody your knuckles, all right? You're gonna break break your hand and you gonna give up, alright? Yep. Alright, you gonna give here to give up, alright? You can't fight against y'all if I shoot y'all a shot, alright? You idiots. Well, it's like you trying to come up against a great millstone, man. You trying to push a great millstone, right? Hey, you know what she did? She tried to assault us. No, she did assault us. Oh, yeah, she did. Excuse me. She assaulted us, alright? That's why she's in handcuffs. So just leave us alone, alright? Let us preach the downfall of you people, alright? You can't do nothing about it. It's going down. This is beautiful, man. That's right!
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds. They just keep knocking out the sun. It seems since I
For Jewish parents, the bris is one of the first religious rites for their baby boys, a circumcision. But there's one kind of bris in ultra-Orthodox communities that's causing some alarm.
It's not healthy. I mean, nowhere it's written you have to that kind of procedure.
The practice is called Masitza Bapeh, where a moil uses his mouth to suck blood away from the baby boy's genitals after circumcision. Problem is, the Centers for Disease Control released a recent study showing 11 New York City babies got herpes after this kind of bris between 2000 and 2011. 2 died and 2 suffered brain damage. This Brooklyn man with 50 grandchildren is still not concerned.
But you can't change the tradition that we have for thousands and thousands of years because something happened.
Do you think the moil should be tested for herpes before they perform that bris?
I'm not a rabbi, I can't answer you that question.
Last September, a Brooklyn boy who was only 2 weeks old died here at Maimonides Medical Center just a few days after he underwent the circumcision ritual. The medical examiner later ruled that he died of herpes simplex virus type 1. And just last week, an Orange County baby was diagnosed with herpes and transferred to New York Presbyterian Hospital. It's not a subject most in the ultra-Orthodox communities want to talk about. You know how they do a bris when a little boy is... You can't talk about the bris? One moil named Yitzhak Fisher was banned by the State Health Department in 2007 after he was linked to 3 herpes infections, including that in a twin boy who died. A concerned Orthodox community member claims he's still doing bris and says she recorded him on the phone earlier this year. Ultra-Orthodox rabbis are said to be resisting a city proposal that parents sign a waiver before their infants get the oral suction bris. The worried community member recorded another moil who claims this is how he sterilizes.
Well, I do usually pour wine on it. I use slow wine. Wine is alcoholic.
Unfortunately, that's not enough to kill the herpes virus, which is carried by 54% of all people in the U.S. and can be fatal to a baby with an underdeveloped immune system. I'm Mary Murphy, Pix 11 News.